everyone. 1 second to share the presentation. Thank you, all of you, for attending our first webinar concerning about NucleoFill. Okay, in this presentation, we speak about the characteristics of NucleoFill to understand the biorestructuring effect of NucleoFill, and at the same time the means of gym effect. It's important for us also the explanation, because we want to explain why PromoItalia decided to put on the market this typology of product. What are the main contents of this presentation? First of all, I want to focalize on the difference between the biorevitalizing product and the biorestructuring product. What are the difference when we have to use one and when we have to use another typology of products? Then we speak about the polynucleotide structure, the chemical structure and the biological characteristics of polynucleotides. We will analyze altogether the pharmacokinetic characteristics of the polynucleotides, and finally also the pharmacodynamic characteristics with a special focus on the molecular receptor and the molecular effect of the polynucleotides. The first point, when it's important to choose and how it's important to choose a biorevitalizing product and a biorestructuring product. What is a biorevitalizing product and what is a biorestructuring product? And nowadays on the market, it's possible to find a lot of different products of different biorevitalizing product. Normally, the biorevitalizing product are product made by a cocktail of free hyaluronic acid in a concentration between 1–1.5%, with a high molecular weight to increase the moisturizing effect of the extracellular matrix, in combination with hyaluronic, with the amino acid, with vitamin, and with antioxidant. The purpose of this product are only to increase the wellness of the cells. But the main important need is to have a good quantity of fibroblast cells that can absorb these products to use for the production of extracellular matrix and the other company for the correct life of the cells. The problem is this one: if we don't have a good quantity of fibroblast cells, we don't have a good effect. And in special way in a patient with age, with a long age and with aged skin, we don't have a good effect only of the revitalizing product. Totally different situation is the biorestructuring treatment. The biorestructuring treatment is a mix of substances that are able to stimulate the membrane receptor, because in this way we don't have only the capacity of the cell to increase the wellness of his life, but the activation of the receptor starts the production of particular characteristics. For example, the production of extracellular matrix, of particular component of the extracellular matrix. But at the same time, also the replication of the cellular cycle. For this reason, for some patient, it's a good practice to use the biorevitalizing product, normally for the younger patient. For some patient, it's important to use the biorestructuring product. PromoItalia decided to put on the market a product like NucleoFill because NucleoFill is a product that have both the characteristics, particular biorevitalizing characteristics that we will see in the next slide, but at the same time also characteristics on the stimulation of the receptor present on the fibroblast. It's very important, first of all, to have a product with a high purification. Normally, and on the market, it's possible to find different products with polydesoxyribonucleotides. PromoItalia choose a special product with specific characteristics, but the first characteristic is the high degree of purification, because in this way we are able to minimize the allergic risk for the patient and at the same time the problem for the doctor. NucleoFill is a new line of natural polynucleotide base stimulating gel with high viscosity. This is important for the moisturizing effect, but at the same time with a good skin integration. First of all, it's important to underline that this is not a synthetic product, but is a product extracted from wild salmon. And this because the wild salmon has the same three-dimensional structure of our polynucleotides shape. In this way, we have a product with a particular three-dimensional characteristics that are able to link a big quantity of water for to maximize the moisturizing effect, and at the same time we have a product in which we can choose the different typology of molecular weight. PromoItalia choose a product with a high molecular weight. The molecular weight of our line is more or less near 2,500 kilodalton. In this way, we have the effect of the polynucleotides only into the extracellular matrix. The high molecular weight works only into the extracellular matrix. We don't have the penetration of the polynucleotides inside the cells. We have a product highly purified with low concentration of heavy metal. That is an important characteristic if the company choose to use the wild salmon extract, and at the same time also with a very low concentration of protein residue. The concentration of heavy metal in our product are less of 0.02 part per million. Part per million means milligram for liter of pure product. So the quantity is very, very low. For this reason, we don't have any risk for the patient and any risk for the doctor. Another important characteristic of our product is the pH. The range of pH of our line is between 6.8 and 7.2. It's a pH near the neutrality. This is very important for the compliance of the patient, because the patient during the implants doesn't feel the burning effect and doesn't feel pain. Let's go to analyze now the chemical structure of polynucleotides and each single characteristic of each single part of the polydesoxyribonucleotides. This is the classic structure. Each polynucleotide is made by a long of different molecules of polynucleotides link one each other. In each polynucleotides, we can have one of 4 nitrogenous bases. These are the nitrogenous bases that are linked with the sugar in the desoxyribonucleotides. The sugar are the desoxyribose, and we have also the special part that are this one and that are also this one, that is the phosphoric part, is anionic part, is the part with the negative charge residue on the molecule. This is very important. This part is very important because it's the part that link the water, but also the little part of the sugar are able to link water. PromoItalia decide to use the polydesoxyribonucleotides instead the nucleoside. The nucleoside are only this part without the phosphate group, because the quantity of the water that the polynucleotides are able to link are higher than the nucleoside alone. Another important chemical characteristic of polynucleotide are the nitrogenous bases. How I said before, the possibility of the nitrogenous bases are four: the adenine, the cytosine, the guanine, and the thymine. All this molecule has a characteristic very important. Do you see this double line? The double line in chemical means the double bond, and in a molecule like this we have a conjugated double bond. In chemical we call this aromatic structure. One of most important characteristics of the aromatic structure is the possibility to absorb the free radical and to block the free radical. One of the characteristics of the polynucleotides are the radical scavenger effect, and the radical scavenger is thanks to this typology of structure. The chemical characteristic, understand the chemical characteristic is very important to understand the capacity of the polynucleotide, to link water, to block the free radical, and also, we can say, not only in the beginning after the injection, but also in the next period when we have the degradation of the product. But there is another slide that explains very well this procedure. What are the three effects of the polynucleotides after the injection? The moisturizing effect, the radical scavenger effect, and the biostimulating and lifting effect. The moisturizing effect, as I said before, is made by the anionic part, the phosphoric part that are negative and are able to link water. This is the osmolarity capacity of the gel to absorb water. The moisturizing effect is one of the most important effects of the NucleoFill, because the moisturizing effect are able to guarantee the wellness of the fibroblast cells. Immediately after the injection, the implants, we have the link of water, that are present in the extracellular matrix. But in the next hour, we have the absorption of the water from the capillary, from the microvessel that are present into the dermal area. For this reason, we can say that NucleoFill is an electrostatic sponge able to guarantee the cellular wellness. If we increase the cellular wellness, we increase the extracellular exchange with the other cell. We have the more absorption of the nutrient from the extracellular matrix, and in this way we have the classic revitalizing effect. PromoItalia choose a product with a high viscosity, because in this way the swelling of the product after the absorption of the water is very little. we are able to guarantee a continuously moisturizing effect, but without a big without a big swelling effect. The moisturizing is slowly and continuous, and we don't have swelling effect on the dermal area. Remember that NucleoFill is not a filler. NucleoFill is a biostimulating product and is a biorestructuring product with a long-lasting effect. The second effect is the free radical scavenger effect. The free radical scavenger nowadays is very important because every day our skin is full of free radical from the environment, from the pollution, from the smoke. Try to imagine the quantity of heavy metal that are present on the smoke of cigarette and arrive on our skin. But more important, the free radical arrive to the Blu-ray that arrive from our display, from the display of our smartphone, from our laptop. All this free radical reduce the capacity of the cell to produce a product of the extracellular matrix, destroy the fibroblast, and increase the aging effect. For this reason, the use of a strong antioxidant product inside the dermal matrix is very important. I was said when I explained the structure, the chemical structure of polynucleotides, the part that are able to link and to absorb the free radical are the aromatic part. This part is guaranteed not only into beginning when we injected the product, but remain also after the degradation of the product, also after the enzymatic activity. One of the products of the enzymatic activity is the nitrogenous bases that are also able to block the free radical. For this reason, we can say that NucleoFill has a strong free radical scavenger effect, not only immediately, but also after the degradation of the product. Here, we speak about the pharmacokinetic characteristics of the product. When we speak about the pharmacokinetic, normally we speak about a different parameter: the absorption, the distribution of the product into the body, the metabolic activation, the enzymatic degradation, the degradation of the product, and finally the elimination of the different catabolism of the product. In this slide, we don't have the distribution. It's normal because NucleoFill is an implant that doesn't have systemic absorption, but remain in the implants, in the area of the implants. Immediately after the implants, normally in 1-2 hours, we have the hydration, the swelling effect. The first 2 hours, the hydration, the moisturizing effect, as I said before, is made by the link of the water with the water present into the extracellular matrix. In 1-2 days, the product arrive at the maximum swelling and the maximum moisturizing effect with the water that arrive from the microvessel of the present into the dermal area. Into 2 days, we have the metabolic activation, the link to the receptor of the cells. After 7-10 days, we have an enzymatic degradation, and in 15 days, we have the completely elimination of the product. This slide is very important to understand the correct protocol, because if we have the complete elimination in 15-20 days, if we want to have a long-lasting effect, the protocol must be into maximum 2 weeks. In this way, we continue the effect, and we can guarantee to the skin and to the patient a long-lasting effect of NucleoFill. This slide is very important because this slide shows the enzymatic activity of the product. The enzyme that destroys the polynucleotide is polynucleotide phosphorylase, and these enzymes are able to destroy first bond between the phosphate group and the sugar. In this way, we have the nucleoside. How you can see here, also, when we have the nucleoside, after the first step of the degradation, we have the aromatic structure. And this aromatic structure protects the cells from the free radical. The second step is the degradation between the nucleoside and the sugar with the production of 1-desoxyribose and the free nitrogenous bases. These are the product of the catabolism. Also, when we have the nitrogenous bases free, we have the production from the free radical. Now you could understand the long-lasting protector effect. But what are the effects of the catabolic product inside the cells? The phosphate group are absorbed by the cells for the production of energy and to increase the production of ATP. The sugar are absorbed also from the fibroblast cells for the synthesis of the polysaccharide molecule and for the production of energy. And finally, the nitrogenous bases has a double effect. Inside, if the product are absorbed inside the cells, we increase the synthesis of DNA. If the product remain outside the extracellular matrix, link another typology of receptor, the adenosinic receptor, with specific effect. Now we understand all the chemical characteristics of our NucleoFill. For this reason, we are able to understand that this product have an effect at the beginning, an effect during the degradation, and an effect also at the end of the degradation by the enzyme. But what are the effects on the receptor? What are the typology of the receptor that these molecules are able to link? When we have the nucleotides, the receptor that the nucleotides link are two types, CD39 and CD40 on the fibroblast cells. The activation of these two receptors produce two effects. First of all, the production of collagen type 1, and in less quantity also production of collagen, of hyaluronic acid and elastin. The collagen type 1 is the most fibrotic collagen, is the collagen that gives the lifting effect, is the same collagen that we produce after the activation and after the use, for example, of the radiofrequency, after the use of HIFU, is the same typology of collagen and is the same typology of effect, the lifting, the tonification, the firming. This effect is immediately because the linker between the nucleotides, the polynucleotides, and the receptor is immediately. A second effect is the production of myofilament inside the fibroblast and the maturation of fibroblast into myofibroblast. This is what we call Jim effect. And here we have also an image of a fibroblast that are maturated into myofibroblast. All the little myofilament that we can see here are filament actin myofilament that give a particular straight to the cells. Why gym effect? Because it's the same effect that we have when a person go to the gym every day. With the exercise, the physical exercise, the person increase the volume of the muscle, increase the tonicity of the muscle. Here, NucleoFill gives the same effect. It doesn't work on the muscle, but transform the fibroblast into myofibroblast. For this reason, the effect is lifting and is tonification, and is an effect that we have on the younger patient and also on the older patient. For this reason, gym effect is the most important effect of NucleoFill, because transform completely the quality of the skin, increase the tonification of the skin. Remember that with the degradation of the polynucleotides, we have also the production of the free nitrogenous bases. In special way, we have the link of the nitrogenous bases with the adenosine receptor. The most strong linker is between the adenosine and the A2 receptor. Also, this linker produce an effect. The most important effect is the reduction of the pro-inflammatory mediator, like tumor necrosis factor alpha, interleukin-1, interleukin-6. This reduces the inflammation inside the cells, increase the wellness of the environment of the cells. At the same time, we have also the increasing of the production of anti-inflammatory interleukin, like interleukin 10. And this is the same interleukin that produce neogenesis of the vessel. So in this way, we have not only a reduction of inflammation, but increase also the production of new vessel. In the next slide, we have a summary of all these effects: reduction of inflammation, neoangiogenesis. Neoangiogenesis for dermal means more oxygen, more nutrient, more possibility to reduce the concentration of catabolic product inside the dermal area. At the same time, we have the stimulation of the cells to production, to synthesis of new cells, replication of new fibroblast cells, increase the population of fibroblast cells. This means tissue remodeling. So we could understand that this effect is not an immediately effect, but is a slowly and delayed effect, because arrive when we have the degradation of the polynucleotides into the single typology of molecule, in special way into the nitrogenous bases. NucleoFill, now we could understand that that is the best choice for the restructuration, for the biorevitalization, for the stimulation of the cells, because it has a lot of effect in the life of the molecule, from the injection until the elimination. The injection immediately after gives the moisturizing effect. Then the degradation, the stimulation of the first stimulation of the receptor of the nucleotides, and then the enzymatic degradation that produce molecular that protect from the free radical, but at the same time stimulate the tissue for a complete remodeling action. Gym effect from the revitalization to the stimulation and the maturation of the fibroblast into myofibroblast. In this way, we have more tonicity. We go to the gym with our cells in our tissue, only using our NucleoFill product. I finished my part. I passed the presentation to Dr. Cilia that explain you the protocol and also the scientific study that we made on NucleoFill, and also the correct use of NucleoFill in all the typology of the patient. See you then for the question, if you have question. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. It's our pleasure, of course, to meet all of you today, especially with this coronavirus. My name is Dr. Ahmed Saleha. I'm a plastic surgeon and PromoItalia global training expert. Today, I'm so pleased to start this presentation with you about NucleoFill. It's a very interesting product that I have tried with a lot of my patients, and they are very satisfied with it. Thank you, Dr. Basso, for such a wonderful presentation and an explanation to the product. This product, to continue the speech of Dr. Basso, is also very useful because I want to stress that whatever we provide to ourselves, the raw materials that we provide to ourselves, we get the end product. For example, if we provide ourselves with amino acids, then we get the end product of that, which is proteins. For NucleoFill, it is polynucleotides. So in the end, this is the raw material of both DNA, RNA. So you're not only boosting the cellular metabolism for the already existing cells, but you're also increasing the rate of regeneration and the division in the cells, so you get more biostimulation, and in the same time you get a biorejuvenation effect, as Dr. Basso has explained. Now I will start sharing my presentation. So now I will start to speak about the technical features of NucleoFill and the techniques of injection. The types that we have two types of NucleoFill, and we will also share a video with you about the correct techniques of injection. And I will gladly, me and Dr. Basso, reply to your questions. So to start with NucleoFill, we have two types of NucleoFill. We have NucleoFill medium with a concentration of 2% and NucleoFill strong with a concentration of 2.5%. The differences between both, we will explain the technical features of each, but it depends on how do I choose medium or how do I choose strong. It depends on the type of skin you're treating. Of course, if you have a type of skin that is thin and that does not have enough collagen and thickness that you need to do a stronger biorevitalization, then you will need the strong NucleoFill. So for the NucleoFill medium, it's a 2% polynucleotide gel in a 1.5 ml glass, and the pH for this product is 6.8 to 7.2. The viscosity is 28 to 43. It is also applied with two 13 mm 30 gauge needles. If we compare that to the strong one, you will find that the viscosity had gone up from up to 48 to 65, and the pH has changed 6.8 to 7.5. It's also in the same glass vial and the same needles. The indications, why do we use NucleoFill? As Dr. Basso has already explained, we use it for biorevitalization to treat the asphyxiated skin, rejuvenation of the skin, dehydrated skin, treatment of stretch marks and scars. I would rather use this product with other, in a combination of other treatments for dermatology like lasers or Dermapen. We can use a lot of, now we have in our practices a lot of options that we can boost the result of our products. We have done a scientific study on this, on the NucleoFill in Italy by Dr. Amoroso and Dr. Basso and Dr. Clemencia. The study was done on 22 patients. Age group was 38 to 68, and then these groups were these patients were divided into subgroups, 3 subgroups, 10 years. So from 38 to 48, and from 49 to 58, and from 59 to 68. We have measured the results through ultrasound and in terms of thickness of the skin or elastometer to determine the elasticity of the skin. And also we have taken the patient already self-evaluation and their satisfaction with the product. The study was done after doing 4 sessions, and it was tested each week to determine the results that follows. Of course, with younger age, you will find better thickness and better tone for the skin, better elasticity, and better hydration. But if you follow the graph, you can realize that each week or each 35 in this graph, you can find the increase of thickness, increase of elasticity, and increase of hydration. This in turn shows how effective the product is and how it will boost the hydration of the skin, the amount of collagen that is deposited in the skin. Also, there is another study that was done by Dr. Daniel Collamer that compared the effect of injection of hyaluronic acid, and this was one group, and of course a control group without injecting anything, and a polynucleotide gel in a post-surgical scarf. If we realize this histological slides, you will find in the control group the amount of collagen deposition is normal, and to the left you will find that treated with hyaluronic acid, of course there is more dense collagen and more dense deposition of elastin. On the other hand, with polynucleotides, that this effect has gone further. You can notice the amount of collagen, elastin, fibers, and the myofibroblasts and fibroblasts in the tissues. So conclusion, after 72 hours of after incision, you will find that the control group did have a very good amount of healing, but it is better. It had a better effect when we injected hyaluronic acid, and even better effect with a polynucleotide gel. The techniques of injection for NucleoFill are many. You can use your cannula, you can use your needles, and now we are going to propose some protocols and some techniques, and of course you can improvise with that. So for the first and most famous technique is the 5 points technique, where we inject 5 points. In each point we will inject 0.2, and this will consume around 2 syringes per session. You will need to repeat this session after 15 days or after 1 month, depending on the skin type, or after 1 week, depending on the protocol that we will discuss in a few minutes. So for the first point, we take 2 centimeters, a line from the lateral epicanthalus downwards and lateral, and it will be 2 centimeters apart from the lateral epicanthalus. For the second point, we will take a horizontal line extending from the area of the nose laterally, and then it's a 1 centimeter distance. For the third point, it will be on the tragus, and then you go more medial into the cheeks for a distance of 1.5 centimeter or 1 centimeter or 2 centimeters, depending on your preference. For the lateral, for the first point, we take a line from the lateral commissure downwards, and then it's a 1.5 centimeter away from the lateral commissure of the mouth. And for the fifth point, we determine the angle of the mandible, and we go into upwards for 1.5 centimeter, and then we do the injection. Each point, again, we will start to inject 0.2 ml per point. These points are safe. There are no vessels in there, and it will not clog anything. There are no important structures. And of course, the level of injection is either deep dermal or superficial subcu. There is also another technique that we can use with cannula. Of course, this will give a more effect of jawline sharpening or lifting of the jawline. You can start using your cannula at 2 points. The first point is going to be from the lateral commissure downwards, and then you go laterally 1 centimeter, and then you start with a fanning technique. And the second point is going to be from the angle of the mandible, and you go upwards 1.5 centimeter, and then you start injection in a fan-shaped technique. The last and the most important technique, which is very famous, which is the multi-injection technique. and it's in the deep dermal, of course. We will not prepare the sub-Q because this will be a very little amount of the product, 0.1 ml per injection point, and the injection points will be 1 centimeter apart from each point. And you can use this technique in the face, in the cheeks, around the eyes, the jawline, or you can use it, of course, in the neck. And it's not only for the double chin, as in the picture, you can use it even for the treatment of the lines that, the fine lines that come over the neck. Now I will start showing you the video procedure, and then after we're done, we will see the protocols and the before and after pictures, and then I will reply to all your questions. So mapping the points, this is a multi-pricking technique. If you can notice, it's a 1 centimeter distance between each point, and we inject 0.1 ml. The 5-point technique, as I've already explained, the injection in this point are sub-Q, or these dermal, 0.2 per point. Lastly, with the cannula, you can inject with a panel technique. This is a jawline. I prefer a 23 gauge cannula or 25, and then you can start injecting the sub-Q in a planning technique, pressure blade. And of course, after finishing, we apply soothing cream or antibiotic cream. Also, there is a very important thing that we need to discuss is that the usage of this product is not only, for my case, I don't prefer only to use this product as a rejuvenation product. This product is very useful to prepare the skin also for other maneuvers. Let's say if we have a patient that we want to apply threads facelifting or doing fillers for her, and she has a very thin skin, very dehydrated skin, very aged skin, this product will be very, very useful in increasing the thickness of the skin, and thus prepare the skin for me to apply other aesthetic procedures that would have been not applicable to be used with such a thin type of skin. So the protocols that we propose, of course, there are a lot of protocols. You can improvise your own protocols. This is just an example or our preference to use this product. So for dehydrated skin and inelastic skin or skin with mild laxity, you can use either the medium or the strong, depending on the skin type. For 4 sessions, each is 2 weeks apart. So at T0, we apply our first session, T15, T30, and day 45. And then after we're done, we repeat this. We repeat a 1 session of maintenance every 2 months to keep the result. Another protocol for severely damaged skin or for thick skin like hands and feet, we propose to mix between the medium and the strong. So for the first session is 2% or medium, and then after 15 days we apply the strong one, and then after 2 weeks we apply another strong session, and then after 2 more weeks we apply medium, and then after 15 more days we apply strong. A lot of people ask, and this is a very important question, why do we use medium and then strong and then we go down again to medium? It's because we don't want the receptors to be fully saturated. Of course, when we keep our injections very frequent with a very strong product, the receptors in these cells start to be filled and start to downgrade. So if you keep applying a very strong product again and again and again, the absorption of the product will be less, and thus the impact will be less. So we apply a medium session so that we decrease the amount of downgrading of the receptors. Another protocol for the 5 points techniques. Of course, in this 5-point techniques, because we inject into subcutaneous layers, so we prefer to inject the strong one to make a very good lifting effect. And of course, we can do a lot of combinations. This is just an example. We can inject it with linear hyaluronic acid or non-cross-linked hyaluronic acid fillers. This will boost the hydration of the skin, and we will have a very, very, very good effect in terms of skin hydration and skin lifting. So for the T0 or the first day, we can apply the Skin Pill Basic or any other non-cross-linked hyaluronic acid. 1 week later, we can apply the medium NucleoFill, and then 2 weeks later, 1 session of strong, and then after another 2 weeks, we can apply 1 medium, and then after 1 week, 1 session of free hyaluronic acid, and then after 1 week, another session of free hyaluronic acid. This mainly targets the type of skin that is dehydrated or has a very strong photoaging or chronoaging. A very intensive protocol will be applying NucleoFill medium, and then after 1 week we apply NucleoFill strong, and then after 1 week we apply 1 session of Skin Pill Basic, and then after 1 week we apply Skin Pill Basic or any linear hyaluronic acid. After 1 week we can apply a strong session of NucleoFill, strong NucleoFill, and then we can do a peeling. A lot of combination protocols can be applied. I prefer to apply even with combination sessions with Upgrade or any very good product for hydration of the skin. So this product, you can use it in many different indications, and you can combine it with a lot of other products to improve the results that you are delivering to your clinic, Some before and after pictures. So this is a patient that we applied 6 sessions 2 weeks apart for strong NucleoFill, and these pictures were taken after the full cycle. You can see the disappearance of the nasolabials, the improvement of the marionette, and the skin quality itself and the skin color and tone is completely different. This is another patient. You can also see the improvement of the nasolabials, marionette, the skin color, how now how it looks more fresh, more red. Also after 6 sessions, 15 days apart. In this picture, you can notice the rejuvenation effect and also the lifting effect. But here it is very obvious the rejuvenation effect of the skin. Here you can see in this patient, you can realize in the first picture, this one, the skin tone itself is very thin and it's very dry and it's full of fine wrinkles. In the after pictures, you can notice the improvement of these fine lines, the improvement of the hydration, the improvement of the skin texture itself. And this is also after 6 sessions. I think this is the same patient. Another patient. Also, the same applies here. After 6 sessions, you can notice the improvement of the skin texture, the disappearance of the fine wrinkles, the lifting effect of the skin, and how more useful she looks. Another patient. So I guess I'm done with my part, and I would love to answer all your questions right now. So we start with Dr. Basu as well, or okay, for the allergic reaction, Basu, are you going to reply to that?
Okay, for the allergic reaction, how I said during the presentation, the most important point of the production is the purification. With NucleoFill, we don't have any allergic reaction, and the possibility are less than the classic hyaluronic acid with the cross-linker. This is why inside the hyaluronic acid we have the cross-linker. Oh, sorry, I have to start the video. This is why in the hyaluronic acid normally we have the cross-linker. Into the NucleoFill we don't have any cross-linker, and the viscosity is a natural characteristic of the polynucleotides. The quantity of the protein residue are the same of a classic filler, but we don't have any cross-linker. So the typology and the possibility of the allergic reaction are less than a classic certified filler. Okay.
That's a question.
If you want me to reply to that, there is a very this is a very good question. But the source of the product is one part, but the purification of the product is what determines its allergic possibilities. And our product is very well purified, so that it is almost I did not see any allergic case from the patients that I've injected using this product. Of course, this does not eliminate the possibility of having an allergic reaction to that, but I don't think that is that the source is a very important factor in that. I think the more important factor is the purification of the product. I don't know if you agree with me, Dr. Basu, or...
Totally agree with you, doctor. Yes, the most important thing is the purification, the high quality of the purification. For this reason, also during the presentation, when they speak about the purification, I include also the quantity of the heavy metals that are less than 0.02 parts per million. These give an idea of the purification, the high purification of the product. I want to underline again, we have less possibility with this product to have allergic reaction if I compare a filler with a cross-linker, because the residue of protein are the same, but we don't have the cross-linker. So this is a very important point.
Okay, so for the post-acne scores, polynucleotides have been used already in the treatments of post-acne scars. We already, as even from PromoItalia, we had a product called what was the name of the product, Bruno, from the Platinum collection? Nucleonix. So we had Nucleonix before, and so the concept of using polynucleotide gels or polynucleotide products to boost the biostimulation effect and the biorevitalization effect and the bioregeneration effect on the skin for the treatment of post-acne scars is not something that is new. It's the concentration and the usage of these products to create lifting is new in our aesthetic field. So to directly answer the question, the post-acne scars will very much benefit from using such a product, from the usage of such a product, especially if we even combine it with dermapen treatments or fractional laser treatments. That will also boost the effect of or de-eliminate the skin and require more of effect that the product will boost its effect after these combination treatments.
Okay, there is someone that asked about the possibility to have some endocrine, but I think that is really not necessary. What do you think about that?
I didn't answer your question. I didn't hear your question.
About the combination they use together with the lidocaine of this product.
No need. Of course, there's no need. This product is not painful at all. You can, what I do in my clinic is that I use any local anesthetic cream just to decrease the patient's feel of the needle pricks, but the product itself is not painful at all.
Perfect. About the use of NucleoFill in the aging of the vulva, what do you think, Doctor?
Sorry?
About the use of this NucleoFill in the vulva.
Yes.
In the vulva. What do you think, Dr. Bass?
It's possible. Why not? We can use the product in each part of the body without any problem. The only thing we have to choose the density of the product, medium or strong. It depends on the area of the vulva that we want to. Also here, remember that this is not filler, but is a biorestructuring product. So we don't have the filling effect, but only the biorestructuring effect. Okay. Why not?
Of course, I agree with what Dr. Basso has said. The vulva, as any part of the body, it is also it is also suffers from the aging process, and the skin itself loses its texture, its normal look. There are some fine wrinkles. There is loss of the subcutaneous fat. Of course, this product will improve the texture of the skin, the thickness of the skin, so it will give a more youthful look. And as Dr. Basso said, the most important thing is to determine which product that you are going to use, or either medium or strong, depending on the skin thickness in this part. There's also another question that I can see if you want me to help you, Bruno, is that Dr. Lee is asking about, can we do a massage to the injection point after the 5-point technique, or do we leave it as a bolus? I prefer to leave it as a bolus because this product is not very viscous. It will not stay there for there. It's not a filler. So the absorption of the skin of the product will be done within a couple of hours. So I only tell my patient that she can just be not worried and feel safe she will just feel these boluses until 6 or 7 hours, and then they fade away on their own with the absorption of the product from the skin.
Okay, and now we have the last question for Dr. Silia. What is, in his opinion, the best PromoItalia product to combine with NucleoFill?
What is the best product that I combine?
Yes.
Okay, it is really a lot. For my preference, I prefer Upgrade, because Upgrade, it has a lot of ingredients. For me, it's my magic tool. It has hyaluronic acid, it has vitamins, it has amino acids, it has a lot. It has glycerol, it has free hyaluronic acid. So basically, this product, as the Upgrade, it combines a lot of things that are beneficial, and it will help me to boost the result and show the patient a real effect that lasts for some good time.
Perfect. Okay. Someone asked about the possibility to have the presentation. Of course, PromoItalia sell this product all around the world through local distributors. Can give you the presentation because they already have that for your position. So I think that now the time is enough. It's finished. All of you.
I think I have a couple of more questions. I can see that I need to answer them quickly. There's an anonymous doctor, thank you, Dr. Anonymous, about the alternate between strong and medium in the course of the treatment. They missed it. Of course, we can repeat that very quickly. So the difference between the strong and medium depends on the skin type. So we can alternate between them as two alternatives depending on the skin thickness. Or if you are going to use a strong, then after 2 sessions of strong, you need to go down to the medium one, because otherwise you will have the down regulation of the receptors because they are fully satisfied with the product. So after each 2 sessions of strong treatment, you can use 1 session of medium. A last question, another question was the usage of this product in the forehead lines. I think it's very useful. It will do a very good lifting and it will fill the lines. So the patient will be very satisfied with the results. From the video of injection perpendicularly, it appears to be deeper than deep dermis or superficial subcutaneous. No, it is very superficial subcutaneous or deep dermis. This is where you want to apply. And the needle in the video is very short. So this is why maybe it was showing that it's deeper, but it's not. Under the eyes, yes, of course. Yes, we do inject it directly in the nasolabials. And we can inject it as a mesotherapy technique, but this is not a mesotherapy, by the way, for Dr. Anonymous. This is not a mesotherapy. This is just a technique of a multi-points, the same technique that you do for mesotherapy, but this, again, is not a mesotherapy. Okay, we have a lot of questions, so this is very nice, but are we running out of time, Bruno, or shall I go on?
No, we can go ahead.
Okay. So there's a very good question that is from Dr. Koch. Can we do this procedure? They are asking about the time frame with fillers. Okay, and with threads. For fillers, I think there is no specific time frame. So if the skin is very thin, that you are scared that your filler will show a tendon effect, then you will need to wait until the full cycle of treatment has been applied. Then you will have a proper thickness of the skin, then you can apply the product. Same applies for the threads. You cannot apply threads on a very thin skin because the thread is going to show. But if you're just asking about a time frame for fillers with a very good tone of the skin, then there is no time frame. You can inject it in the same session, or I would rather prefer to wait for 1 or 2 weeks. That's the maximum. If the skin tone will, if the question is not about the tendon effect. Can we use the same material for the feminine area? We have already replied to that, and it's a yes. Are there any contraindications? And what about patients who has history of oncology, now remission period? This is a very good question. Okay, contraindications in general, they are the same contraindications for any injection, like the fillers one. So if there is any infection, if there is any herpes infection or any bacterial infection, acne, I would rather prefer to stay away from the areas where there's infection, because otherwise you are doing more inflammation. For patients with oncology and taking on a remission period, I think it is safe, but there are not enough studies that we have created to treat these patients yet. From my personal point of view, I wouldn't mind injecting these products with these type of patients, but this is not an official answer, of course, because each of these questions, if we are going to reply to it in a scientific way, we need to do more studies about the effects of it. If we inject NucleoFill, it can be released like hyaluronidase, like hyaluronic acid? Okay, for NucleoFill, as we have, me and Dr. Basu have already explained, this is not a cross-linked hyaluronic acid that will form a bolus or form any type of granuloma, for example. This is a product that is, yes, it is viscous while injection, but it is highly absorbable. So the skin will absorb all of it. So you will never have this volume effect that you will need to dissolve or have any down looking feature, so that you will need to eliminate it. Your body will eliminate it right away, as Dr. Basu has already invested a long time in explaining this in his presentation. Is there any trial? Okay, Bruno?
Okay, I think that now the time
okay.
webinar is finished. We have only 2 minutes, and after we will lose connection.
Okay, so we will reply to the last question. So it's a very simple question. We are doing the 5 points, how deep we are going with the needle, we're going in the subcutaneous. Thank you so much, Bruno. Thank you, Basu. Thank you, all of our attendees. I wish all of you a very safe period in this period of coronavirus. Stay safe, stay home, and we are going to put more webinars. I hope this was beneficial. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Basu. Thank you, Bruno.